Hello, everybody, and welcome to Retail Spaces for Tech-Enabled Experiences. I'm excited that you chose to spend your lunch hour with us, so let's get started. My name is Dmitry Sokolov. I'm the retail industry lead here at HP, based right here in Toronto. With me today, I'm super excited to have Paul Felick, the founding partner of Bertie Felick, a Toronto-based retail design firm with an incredible pedigree in the retail vertical. Paul's firm has designed some incredible retail spaces, and what excites me most is many of them actually use HP retail technology to deliver incredible customer experiences. So, without further ado, let's jump into the content. First, I'd like to share a few words about HP Retail Solutions. HP is the world's largest technology company, providing retailers with full portfolio of point of sale and retail solutions, including all-in-one terminals, fixed point of sale, mobile devices, and a full suite of accessories. Our stylish and rugged terminals is paired with same-day or next business day on-site services for a cost-effective and innovative store platform to run your retail business. Over the last quarter of a century, HP's worked really hard to earn the number one position in the worldwide market for purpose-built point-of-sale devices. So today, HP Point of Sale is found in shops from suburban big box stores to your local grocers to Main Street and High Street, virtually in every type of retail store. So, as we look at the retail vertical, we're seeing a huge trend in moving from store layouts that were focused solely on transactional interactions to environments that are truly attempting to deliver a higher brand promise through an experience in the store. But before we talk about stores, it's worth calling out the elephant in the room. No, in-store retail is not dead. It feels like we've been saying this for a decade, but it's still relevant. Much has been said about store closures over the past decade again, but even more so over the past year. And while we have certainly seen a undeniable weakness in some store formats, the reality is that brick and mortar is not dead, even despite a global pandemic. The numbers back up this point. In 2019, in-store sales accounted for over 85% of retail sales overall, whereas in 2020, it's no secret that e-commerce spiked, largely because of artificial store closures and stay-at-home orders. But for this year, 2021, even the most aggressive e-commerce forecasts are calling for just 21 to 25% of total retail sales going through digital channels, which means really that 3/4 of overall retail sales will continue to flow through brick and mortar shops, which shows the incredible importance of the retail store. In fact, in the midst of all of the in-person closures, COVID-19 is actually demonstrating the importance of the physical store by highlighting its role by bringing inventory closer to the end customer. During all the period of lockdowns, from store fulfillment, so buy online, pick up in store, or buy online, ship from store, drove 1/3 of e-commerce growth. Target, as an example, which probably I guess is not the most experiential retailer, but they fulfilled 90% of their online orders from stores. At the same time, they cut their cost of fulfillment by 30%. This shows the incredible importance of the retail store, even in the e-commerce process. So let's get back to technology and design. Retail is fundamentally changing. Today, either you are a convenience player or a purveyor of experience. Particularly true for the second camp. As we get into 2021, substantial investments are being made on brand, store layout, and store refreshes. Leading retail brands are investing massively on flagship and new design and new formats. And all that in an attempt to deliver on the long talked about model of our experiential retail. And as part of these redesigns, retailers are leveraging technology to create unique and connected experiences. We at HP constantly hear our clients grapple with how to fit tech into the increasingly complicated and exquisite retail vision, but without detracting from the vision, of course, of the retail architect. Unwildly gray, boxy point-of-sale terminals and kiosks just don't cut it anymore. Technology in a modern store is omnipresent and must be sleek, edgy, and contemporary. Now, design has been a key component in success of HP in our retail solution product line since its inception. Our customers push us to bring the pedigree of our industrial design capabilities to our retail products. The result really is the highly versatile and acclaimed HP Engage retail portfolio. The design goal for HP Engage solutions, now widely accepted by many Canadian and international retailers, was to provide an in-store device ecosystem that could be used for point of sale, self-service, mobile ordering, and fulfillment of buy online, pick up in-store orders. The entire Engage suite is capable of seamlessly blending into retailers' brand experience and design goals. It does so by providing, first, a clean counter experience. More and more of our customers are absolutely demanding a clean, minimalist counter at the front checkout. The lines are seeking a bold, modern, and highly architectural. I'm sure Paul will talk about that in his design session. Technology found at the front cash now must follow that design brief. As you can see in the picture, the HP Engage One Pro here blends seamlessly with the design vision of the counter and the retail space it's deployed in. Now, second, technology is to remove barriers between associates and customers. Many of our customers were challenging us how to allow associates to collaborate with their customers. The answer was achieved through either a larger screen, making it more suitable for screen sharing with the content for endless aisle type interactions, or an elegant swivel with the entire terminal swiveling on its main axis to pivot from the associate to the customer view. Or finally, or in a device that can be disconnected from its fixed base and actually travel into the aisle, into the store, or to the front of the store to curbside to actually support a customer associate interaction anywhere, seamlessly going from a fixed to a mobile use case. And finally, Engage devices were to facilitate wall mounting, especially for change rooms, as the more and more technology in stores today is spreading beyond the point of sale counter and throughout the store. Sleek, unobtrusive kiosks are being deployed throughout the store, with more and more change rooms getting smarter and getting this type of cash point to eliminate the congestion at the typical point of sale counter. So, with these use cases in mind, let's pass it on to Paul, who will share his thoughts on impact of technology on today's world of retail design. Paul will also share with us a few stunning examples from his experience with Canadian international clients. Paul, over to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Fielek. I'm one of the founding partners of Birdie Feel It. Dimitri, thank you for asking me to be here today to speak with you about the integration of technology and the changing role it plays within the context of interior design. I will hopefully explain our perspective on this topic. I would first like to start by saying that when I began my career over 30 years ago, there was virtually no technology. So there was not really anything to talk about back then. Fast forward to today, and in 2021, technology can be found in almost all of the projects we work on. We feel as designers during this time, we've had the front row seats to one of the largest paradigm shifts regarding technology to date. We have seen technology advance from almost nothing to playing an integral role in general. As a result of this transition, we now mindfully integrate technology into all of our projects to increase the user experience in the most positive way possible. With our retail projects in particular, we work with technology to enhance the art of selling, anything from cosmetics to fashion to homewares to condos to technology itself. I should emphasize that as designers, we are always looking for the cleanest possible solution when working with technology and all of its necessary components and bit parts. A simple, seamless integration is always our most sought after solution. This, however, is not always the easiest thing to accomplish. It's also important to note that for the first half of our career and our experience with technology was actually more about trying to hide the equipment because it was big and cumbersome. We created shrouds and all sorts of mechanisms to disguise the equipment, almost dumbing it down in a way. Technology back then wasn't really so sexy. Today, the equipment and hardware itself are beautifully designed, thoughtful pieces of industrial design that we now feel are appropriate to feature within our environments. They themselves make a statement about how savvy the brand or experience truly is. It's also important to note that in our experience, not all brands require the same solution for technology. There's no one size fits all for this request. Some brands, for example, require a beautiful piece of hardware at the cash point, while other brands want a more in-store integration with endless aisle, quicker checkout queues, and or connection to in-store inventory across the entire brand assortment of products and services. Technology can be applied in a myriad of ways. Some brands use it for commerce and or convenience, while other brands may utilize it for immersive entertainment to create that wow factor. In all instances, technology itself can help us as designers to create a mood and or atmosphere to complement the overall experience, and most importantly, make it become a memorable experience. It should also be noted, however, as a designer, that you must always keep in mind that keep in mind that the technology or the application you are suggesting must always be appropriate and manageable for the brand in order for it to be successful. Today, hardware is a digestible cost, but ongoing content creation to run the show can be extremely expensive. And unfortunately, content creation is essential. Otherwise, the show can become boring and defeat the entire purpose if it's not done correctly. And it can actually have a negative effect. However, like anything, technology is constantly changing and evolving. We believe that within the very near future, even more amazing experiences will be created through the use of technology and integration within our environments. So next, I'd like to introduce 5 quick little case studies that highlight how various technology has been integrated within our environment. All of these examples highlight commerce, convenience, and entertainment as part of the experience. First up is Mackage. This is a mix of North American locations for the brand. This is an example in terms of technology in which a retailer wanted a simple, elegant cash point solution. This retailer still embraces the need for a traditional cash point. The environment is complemented with a series of low-tech backlit images, if you will, that help convey the brand message, and mood and atmosphere. What's also interesting to note with Mackage is that we have different color palettes for different locations. Some are in a more light and airy palette, while the newest location in Soho is really dark and moody. For this location, we were able to source cash equipment from the same supplier that matched the desired color palette of each store. At Yorkdale Shopping Center in Toronto, we have silver equipment on a white marble cash desk, and in the newest New York location, we have black equipment on a dark marble cash desk. This sounds like it's simple, but trust me, even 5-6 years ago, this would have been an impossible ask for any supplier. Back then, the standard color selection was not really an option. And I want to highlight that conversations like this, they don't seem very techy, but believe me, they're conversations that we have every day. As designers, this level of detail is what we strive for. There's an old proverb that says God is in the details, but now in today's world, maybe it's just smart design. Our next example is with Bell Canada. This is a mix of national locations here from coast to coast. This is an example of how technology can assist the sales associate in selling technology and all of its services. It can also make the customer feel totally comfortable throughout the duration of the transaction. In this case, the brand was looking to move transactions away from the traditional cash point and move the customer to what we call conversation tables. Almost all of us today, myself included, have had to wait through the lengthy transaction and time it takes to purchase a new plan and or phone. And by moving the process away from a standing position to a seated position, it's made the experience much more enjoyable and also more time efficient. Sales associates can better service the customer by making them feel more comfortable. And now they also have the ability to upsell them on other products and services. So here, quite simply, the monitor we selected played a big part in this experience. It had to be ergonomically correct, and it had to have the ability to easily swivel so that customers could literally not have to leave their seats to view the information. I should also mention that each of these tables that you're seeing, the consultation tables, they are completely packed with various pieces of hardware. yet the visual presentation to the customer is a very sleek tabletop solution. In the case of Bell, we have worked with this brand as partners for over 10 years now, and we have certainly seen technology evolve within their store experiences. We've tried a lot of different solutions. Previous concepts integrated more content-driven solutions that were very impactful to the customer, yet the cost and the ongoing work and content management made it too expensive for a long-term solution. Next up, we have Joe Fresh, which this is just a brand new store in downtown Toronto that's just opened up just after the holidays. Joe Fresh is a fashion-forward mass market retailer. I believe that they went beyond removing just the typical cash point and wanted to fully incorporate a more sophisticated solution across the entire retail floor. Cash points were reimagined and moved away from one central source and instead, as I mentioned, relocated throughout the floor. Layout tables have now been designed to house cash equipment for fast and efficient self-checkouts. The entire fitting room area here has been reimagined and is now fully automated, which incorporates electronic queuing, barcode scanning, and the barcode is connected to smart mirrors in each of the individual change rooms. Once you get into the change compartment, the smart mirrors are equipped with various options and suggestions for the customer, and they're very, very easy to self-navigate. Lastly, there's, after all of that experience within the fitting room compartment, once you've made your choices, there's actually a cash, like a self-checkout cash point in the fitting room vestibule area. Next up is a project that takes us away from traditional retail, if you will. It's working with a developer here in downtown Toronto. It's with Great Gulf Developments, and this is the Young and Rich project. This is an example that broke the traditional method of selling floor plans on a static wall, very prescribed. And instead, we moved the sales center experience to this, what we call smart table solution. The table here is fully interactive. It's a touchscreen technology that allows the user to self-navigate through the proposed building and find the condo that best suits what you're looking for or your individual needs. The potential buyer is even able to view what they would actually see from their given unit and compare it, the price as well as the view to other units within the building. And I have to emphasize that this entire concept began with the fact that we as designers did not want to display the floor plans on the wall in a traditional manner. So we worked with a company here in Toronto called Design Store, which helped bring all of this vision to reality. And the final customer experience, I believe, is seamless, it's hands-on, it's high-tech, it's a very powerful sales tool, and it also makes a very, very strong customer point of memory and connection. Lastly, this fifth case study and final case study takes us to Asia, where our experience with technology has been quite different than that of North America. Technology actually becomes part of the interior architecture and completely enhances the brand user experience, or end user experience, I should say. In a way, the technology itself, I believe, becomes an art form. The size and scale of technology in this part of the world is much larger and more advanced than we have worked with here in our own backyard here in North America. This project is located in Daegu, Korea. It's about 300 kilometers just outside of Seoul. It's for a brand called Shinsegae. Shinsegae is a boutique luxury department store that caters to a discerning multi-generational customer base, and they've got many locations throughout the country. For this particular project in the central atrium area, we designed a striking 6-story media tower that serves as a powerful visual anchor point to the atrium area. It can be seen from almost anywhere in the store. As you look across the different floor plates on each level, there's always a vista to this media tower. The design team here in Toronto originally envisioned this as a series of individual monitors that were stitched together, but our client, who also happens to own Samsung, came back to us with a solution for one seamless 4-sided monolith. It actually is stitched together with a series of tiles, But based on the quality of their tiles and the way it's seen together, it gives the illusion that it's completely seamless. The content for this project was produced by a company out of Montreal called Moment Factory. And today I'm just showing you still images of it, but there's a really great video on the Moment Factory website and or YouTube, and it kind of shows the whole thing in action. So through this dynamic collaboration between ourselves, the client, the consultant, it's transformed the space in a way that none of us have imagined. This installation appeals to all age groups and has become a cultural beacon for both local shoppers as well as tourists visiting the area. So I think, to speak bluntly, for the longest time as an interior designer, we needed to hide technology because it was big and clunky, and quite frankly, aesthetically, it was pretty ugly. Innovations in industrial design have changed technology inside and out. The more technology drives so many facets of our lives, the more seamless it has become as part of our interior landscapes. Jump forward to 2021, and hardware is now sleek, beautiful, and elegant. Technology has become something we want to showcase in our environments, and its newfound ability to better complement and support our design concepts. There's a lot more interesting things happening within our studio that hopefully we will become public soon and we can all experience firsthand. I can't really disclose any of that stuff today, but we fully believe that over the course of our career, we will continue to embrace technology as part of the built environment. We also believe that as we move forward, brands will continue to embrace technology as part of the overall experience. What you see online will continue to be part of the backdrop of the physical store experience. We can already see that brands have started to recognize that a digital platform will become part of the omni-channel retail path. If I think of the 12-year-old kids today that are intuitively participating in a digital world, they play and exist in virtual worlds of Minecraft, Sims, Fortnite, all these different programs, for example. I don't think it's a stretch to see them shopping in a fully digital environment, much like a 3D website in the future. And I think that's part of where my career is heading. Replace Minecraft with the North Face or any brand for that matter, and pow, I think you have a new brand experience. Maitri, thank you for asking me to speak today, and I'll turn it back over to you.
Amazing. Thank you, Paul. I really enjoyed the examples you shared with us today. Hopefully the audience did too. And at this point, let's jump into the Q&A. We're going to take a look into the comment section to see if there are any questions, any comments. If you have anything to share or ask to Paul or I, please go right ahead and we'll address it. Thank you, and let's go.